5 months. Can you believe? I can't. But it's been 5 months of hormone replacement therapy, and the differences are getting pretty ridiculous. Just last month, I almost feel like a completely different person. And it seems every single month, there's more changes. Let's get this out of the way first. I know my voice is like, whoa, way up there. So this is kind of what I've been using for the past month, is pushing my voice higher and higher. And I've been training so extensively that I'm starting to default into this voice. It's not always successful. And, I had a big show the other weekend, and I needed to kind of recuperate after that, so my voice kind of gets a little bit deeper and stuff. And I might drop down a little bit during the course of this. So bear with me. On that note, I want to address the voice and say, it will not lighten by itself. Definitely, I've noticed like there was a slight increase a couple months ago, and I think that was just demeanor and kind of just feeling more free and more comfortable in my own body. But it is an effort. It's something I actually have to consciously do. So feel free to watch my other videos. We'll talk more about the voice, show you what it used to sound like and all that. But it's 5 months, and I can't believe it. It's crazy. Christmas is next week. If you're just joining us, there's my Christmas tree. My wonderful Christmas tree with a raven on top. Lots of presents under it now. Some changes. I think the mental changes are still the most extensive. Certainly, my face keeps feminizing, getting those big old cheekbones. It's kind of thinning out a little in my face. And also, things are growing in other places. My hips, my boobs are still growing. These are prosthetics, but I wear them almost exclusively now. You can see there's some changes happening. Yeah, Bunny's looking fine. So there's all that, and So at first I was actually just using my own size, and I have some bras that fit just my natural cup size, which is like an A, which is ridiculous. It's like a 38A. It's like, wow, that's weird. Sorry if anyone also has that size, but using the prosthetics, or what do you call them? Fake boobies? Is that the technical term? They're nice because these are, what are they? They're concave, so they kind of work with the boobs I already have, and the size is a little bit bigger than a D, slightly, but I do use a D cup. There's nothing up usually into the double Ds, which I think probably would be more what size I have right now. But the problem is they don't make a lot of mastectomy bras, which is what I like using in double D size. It's a little hard, and I like the soft molded cups. I have all these preferences, because what I like is when I take off my shirt, it looks like they're my boobs, and that is a very hard process. You need a modesty panel. You need a very specific cut in your bra, and I know I like a specific shape for my boobs, so it's very specific bras, and that's probably getting into way too much detail, but you were probably curious. People really enjoy these babies. I get complimented all the time. Some people actually think they're my real boobs, and I'm like, oh, nope. Some people think this is my real hair. Like you've seen me dressed up in boy mode most of the time, and now I'm kind of like 80%, like always this way now, like 80% of the time, and it's getting better, and it almost kills me to go out in boy mode. So let's share a little story from this past weekend, because I had something very dramatic happen. Something very dramatic, and it got me thinking. So I was going up to Bakersfield. I was talking with a friend, and we kind of got into it a little bit, and that kind of wore me down, and I already had a lot of stuff going on, can't make everyone happy. And I realized when I got to the hotel that I forgot my boobs. And for some reason, I thought it was so wise of me to just go into boy mode for the entire weekend, aside from the costume. So I didn't have any of my own personal bras. Rabbit wears a different bra. And I didn't bring anything. No feminine stuff aside from my costume. And even then, I forgot the costume boobs. So I had nothing. I had no backups. I started freaking out. I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have to, like, go down to Walmart or something. And I couldn't. I was like, I don't want to go there in boy mode and buy a bra in the middle of the night in a strange town in Bakersfield. And it's like, oh my God. Luckily, Carissa came to my rescue. And I know that sounds really pathetic, but even though I'm laughing about it right now, it was really bad. I was locked up. I was scared. My anxiety was so bad. There I had my trans friends telling me, like, you could go down to Walmart, get yourself a bra, stuff it easily with tissue. It's like, you got this. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, I'm locking up my anxiety. I've had anxiety forever. And I basically told, Carissa offered, I'm going to drive up there. I'm going to drive 4 hours and get you your stuff. And so she took time off work. She had some sick days, and I let her because I needed someone. I needed someone who understood. And yeah, she made my weekend, and I had a lot of time to think, between shows and after, just like, what went wrong and what do I need to change? And this week, I, definitely decided, like, I can't travel without my girl clothes. Even if I decide that I need to be in boy mode for whatever fucking reason, I need to always have that on me. And that turned into, I need to just present like this. I had my endocrinologist appointment, I think, on Tuesday, to check my blood. And I decided, we're going to go out to see The Hobbit afterwards. I want to dress comfortably. So I dress much like this. Maybe some cuter clothes, I don't know, but I looked adorable. Endocrinologist was happy with my progress. Basically, my testosterone levels were like 38, down from like 300, and I was like, whoa! So basically, I didn't need to change anything. Everything was looking great, like so healthy. I even got him to sign my name and gender change form. He did that for me. And the entire time he was treating me like a lady, and I don't know, just calling me like honey, and, just treating me, I don't know how to explain it. Treating me in a way that most women get treated. But usually I don't get that from semi-strangers. I mean, I know he's my doctor, but, like, to be called a woman in such a professional setting by someone who understands my situation, and it felt different. And then when I was leaving, we were in the elevator with this elderly couple, and the man commented, oh, I like her, and his wife cut him off and said, oh, he likes them tall, you remind him of his daughter. And he was like, yeah, she's like 6'2", you're very gorgeous. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And I mean, it wasn't creepy. Like, it was in a very endearing way. I know that sounds sexist, but they meant it as a compliment. They're from a different time. And I was like grinning back to the car, and Carissa was too. I was just like, and then I got let out of the parking lot was packed. And then, someone saw me walking down to my car, saw that I couldn't get out, and they backed up, let me go. Let me get out in front of them. And I was like, what is going on? Yeah. But then the parking attendant, the bitch, didn't let me validate my parking, even though I went to see a doctor. I usually they usually don't make a fuss about validation. They just validate it for me, because obviously I'm going in the parking structure. I'm going to see my doctor. But she was a bitch and didn't let me fucking get away with that. It's probably because she was just jealous, okay? But anyways, after that, there was a rainbow. The rain stopped. It was like raining before, and it was just magical. It was just fucking magical. And I had the most natural smile on my face, Carissa said, and I could feel it. I was like, it just dawned on me, like, holy shit. I'm passing in public. No one is the wiser. Everyone's treating me like a woman. Everyone's like checking me out and stuff. And it's just like, for a moment, I understood that it's all in my head. Everything. And I think I always know that. But being able to to recognize it and then step outside and see yourself, maybe from a little bit of other people's point of view, as like, man, I beat myself up so much. And I don't even see the beautiful woman in the mirror that everyone else sees. Everyone's always treats me like a blonde bombshell. And I'm always like, what is wrong with these people? Like, it probably seems like I'm, I don't know, an a-hole, for doing that. But it's like, legitimately, I do not recognize it. I don't look in the mirror and see that. And then I started to, because I'm out in public with strangers, and they're treating me this way, and it's like, well, all my friends treat me this way, kind of, and it's like, it has to be true. It just made the connection. I went to the movies, and I was afraid, we were with all these nerds and geeks to see The Hobbit, and I was getting hot. I needed to take off my jacket. Took off my jacket, and I knew that I was going to be checked out. And I just, stared ahead and took it off, and Carissa was laughing, and just, because everyone was checking me out, and I just felt, so good, but so scared, and, oh, my God. It was surreal. I don't know how to explain it. It was it's something that turned awful, turned really good. And now I haven't gone a day since Tuesday, which is not that many days, but hear me out, without dressing up and putting it on. This is a very basic makeup, I spent 10 minutes on this just because I wanted something to see if I could just do something that was, day-to-day makeup. It's insane. I know I can't always present as a woman right now. There's probably going to be times when I'm still fighting myself, but I've made such progress. Gosh, in a few weeks, my name change will be finalized. And then I'll have a driver's license maybe a month or two after that. I can't believe it. It's just, I think having my endocrinologist sign that piece of paper, write out that I'm becoming, male to female. It just it just kind of, it finally clicked, my life is starting finally. Yeah, I'm glad if I can offer some of the more positive aspects, because it has been depressing, and there's been there was a local trans woman, beat up here. There's awful stuff going on in the world, locally and globally, and it's just, I don't know, it's easy to get lost in that, and when almost every other person in your community is wanting to commit suicide, it's like, man, the trans community can kind of get depressing. So it's great that you can have these victories, and I don't know, I count myself really lucky. I think I'm a little bit more aware of who I am to other people, if that makes sense. How I feel inside is not always correct. When I walk down the street, I'm a blonde, tall, big-boobed woman now. That's how people are going to treat me. It is what it is. I can't deny that. It's yeah, if they say things like, oh, if they clock me, they're going to clock me. If they don't, they don't. But it is what it is, and accepting that, it just kind of made me feel well, fuck it, that's my life now. I could change. I could take off the blonde, but as I keep saying, I love this blonde wig, and I think I've actually I found some more styles like this, so I can get some more hairstyles going on day to day. Ultimately, it's so much. I'm at a loss for words. I'm excited and terrified still, but I don't know. Look at me. Compared to the video last month. You could see the Q&A videos in between. So, yeah, I could, take off all of this and, look more like a dude. But even when I look in the mirror now, even my receding hairline and all that, I'm looking more feminine. I'm starting to see a woman. And I have bad days, and I'm not over, giving myself a hard time, but I've taken such a huge step. A huge step. Is there anything else? I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess if I did write a big post about kind of this, about what was it about my day on Tuesday, but that'll probably be lost, so I'm glad I recorded it here. I had a very good day and a kind of a crappy weekend, but still, we put on a good show, and that was all fine. Just, I have a wonderful girlfriend, and I love her so. I also posted something on the social streams about wanting a boyfriend, and people were kind of confused. So, I guess I need to explain here. I don't know if I have before, but I think I need to keep reiterating it because it's kind of confusing. I'm actually polyamorous, and I'm pansexual, which means I will date a number of people at a time. Right now it's one, but I want strong relationships with multiple people, which is no easy task, but that's just the way I'm built. And I will date cis women, cis men, male to females, female to males, non-binary, anyone, genderqueer. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about the personality. Of course, I'm not asexual or demisexual. I think I'm not entirely sure the terminology. I do enjoy, sex. So that's where I'm at. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, where can I submit my application?" And I don't have an application, but I'm very flattered. Thank you. Yeah, man, I could go on like a whole topic about guys and how it's kind of weird how suddenly I never thought I was attracted to dudes, and I think I'm more of a lesbian at heart, but there's a growing attraction, and it feels like I'm this preteen girl just getting into boys. I still love women, I think they will always take the cake for me, but my eyes are starting to turn towards men, and men of not necessarily cis men, just men in general, the umbrella term. So that's kind of cool, kind of weird. I'm acting more and more like a kind of a boy crazy teen in so many words. I can't think right now, but yeah. So that's kind of cute. Carissa thinks it's cute. Everyone thinks it's cute. I don't know. Yeah, even though I want a boyfriend, it's more like a wistful kind of dream. I know that I'm going through so much right now. I don't need to bring people into my life who aren't gonna immediately be accepting of me. And there's a lot of people out there that will not be. And I've experienced that firsthand. Yeah, I know I'm clicking a lot. Sorry. I'm getting over it. So hopefully, one day that'll work out. I'm not trying to rush anything, but it'll be nice, I have a boyfriend, someone to beat up bad guys for me, even though I'm a contender myself. It would be nice to have someone who could, just push their weight around. I don't know. That's a very heterosexual fantasy, and it's so weird because I've been a lesbian for so long. But it's adorable. Little Isabella finding herself. Anyway, enough about all that. Yeah, I guess thanks for tuning in. I hope this is informative. If anyone has any questions, I will answer them on my Q&A. I think I'm going to do that now because, I owe you guys one. The questions are building up. So thanks for tuning in, and I will report back in 6 months. I think that would be the perfect time. 6 months. Oh my God. Bye, and thank you for watching once again.